What's going on, everybody?
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, we are back.
Woo!
It's Drinks and Conversation.
The podcast.
Yes, and I am Intro Picks, and I'm always in the building.
And I'm Oxytocin, and it's always going down.
Yeah, what's going on, Oxytocin?
I'm getting over a cold again, y'all. So that's why my voice has been really, really scratchy. But it's good. It's good. You know, I just had a birthday, so I'm good.
You get sicker more than anybody I know.
I know. What's going on? What's going on?
We got a special episode.
And you
tonight.
know it.
We got Jamasee in the building. What's
Hey
going
now.
on?
Hey guys, how are you?
We're doing good. I'm
We
doing
good.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, we're happy to have you here.
So if y'all don't know, Jamasee she actually did our dessert table for our event, Drinks and Conversation.
That dope ass table that looked real. You damn near wanted to eat the whole damn table. It looked that good. Legit. It was.
So explain a little bit about your business. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I've been in business a little under a year. I do event planning, marketing, public relations. I do it all. So I enjoy it. I have a lot of clients. I do a lot of work. So
Okay.
Oh, that's right. A lot of
A lot
clients.
of
That's what we like
clients.
to hear.
Getting it on and popping out here.
Yeah,
Now, how
now?
hard is it to be an event planner out here?
it's a lot of work. It's a lot of planning that goes behind it, making sure your clients are calm and they're doing what they need to do, making sure the events are running well, making sure everyone is showing up, marketing your events, selling tickets. So it's a lot of work.
And you said you've been doing it for a little under a year. What made you want to go into event planning?
Well, I've actually been in the field for 8 years. I did it in corporate. I did it with a business partner. And then last year, I launched my own company. So I've been doing it for a while now.
Shout outs to you. She said, I launched my own company.
Yeah.
I'm tired of working for somebody else.
So have you seen any struggles as far as being overbooked and, just being able to juggle the workload or?
It's always a struggle. It's always a lot to balance. I try not to put too much on my plate because I want each event to be executed flawlessly. So for me, it's quality over quantity.
And how is that transition from going to doing what you do? Because you're doing the same thing, but going from doing it for someone else versus going to doing it for yourself.
Well, I still do it for someone else. I do have my day job, but it's very different. In corporate, you have strict guidelines, and then on my own, I can be creative, I can be whimsical, I can do what I want. So I love it. I love the freedom, I love the creativity.
And you were creative at Drinks and Conversations?
I'm sorry.
You were creative at Drinks and Conversations?
Yeah, it was really
It
fun.
showed.
I loved it.
It was
I had
so
a good
beautiful.
Time. The conversation was so good.
Yeah.
I was like, me and my husband can't wait to go back to the next one. It was
Oh,
really good.
no, but that table was bomb. Like, it's good when you kind of let somebody be creative and let those creative juices flow and you get, like, that flawless, outcome.
You know how many people was asking?
Can they
like,
eat the stuff on the
can they eat
table?
the stuff?
I said yes. You can. Like,
I-
no one wanted to touch it. It was so beautiful.
know.
Almost enchanted, almost. It was, like, really, really pretty.
I know,
Exciting.
it was nice. I liked it.
Thank
I
you.
liked it. So in the future, I mean, do you have a team now, or like in the future, where do you see your business going? You want bigger clients? Are you like, what's your biggest event that you've done?
Okay, so I definitely want more clients, more work. My goal is to definitely grow the business. I think eventually I would like to be a full-time entrepreneur, like a career in civil with PR and marketing and event clients like Drake Beats and different companies like that. So that's the goal, to grow it. Right now, my husband is my business partner, assistant, so whatever I need, he does it. I'm not completely comfortable yet adding on to a team just because I really want to build my own culture and structure before I step out and add someone else to the team.
Absolutely. Just so y'all know, hubby's in the building as well.
Yeah, he's
We're going
there.
to get him to say a few things and say hello. What's going on with you?
How y'all doing?
You gonna step on the mic? Step on the mic. What's your role? You checking all the money? This is how
He's good in math, so he definitely handles the money part of it.
you making sure all the contracts and business is in place.
Making sure everything takes care of.
Okay, so how is it working together? Now, you two are married, right?
Yeah.
How long have you guys been married for?
We've been married almost 3 years, but we've been together 10 years.
10 years?
10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Low, heavy, low, anniversary. So, How is it balancing the business together?
I enjoy it. I feel like he wants to see me succeed. So whatever I need, he's always there, whether it's financially, picking up cakes, putting stuff together. So for me, it's fun to have my best friend there working beside me, and I feel comfortable. He's getting my angles, my pictures, so I love it. I know I harass him.
Your angles and your
stress him
business,
out,
okay?
but-
So you're the photographer,
Personal
okay?
photographer.
Everything.
What about you? How do you feel?
Well, it's cool for me.
You got to talk to the mic. Talk to the mic.
It's cool for me. I'm just like seeing her in the spotlight, doing her thing. You know, whatever she needs, I'm just there for. You know, kids. You know, like you said, financially, whatever she needs, I'm just there.
Okay. All right. Look at
That's
that.
what's up. That is what is up. And he's a man of few words, but he holds it down where he's supposed to. He wasn't trying to say too much, but it's all right though.
Well, listen, everybody needs that though. Like a lot of
Yeah.
times, people say that it can't work out, you can't do it together. Because I mean, what if one person wants to do something else, and this person wants to do that, or what if a person is just not motivated to have that drive to be, you know, an entrepreneur, you know? But I guess, you know, that's something that you have to find before you get married.
don't have to be an entrepreneur. I mean, whatever it is you want to do, your partner should encourage you. Whether it's working in
Absolutely.
food, you know, customer service, it's a business, corporate. Just being behind them 100% is the most important thing.
That's that marriage advice right there.
Yeah, I know, right? we getting a little.
And,
Toast, you writing this down?
are you writing this down, Mr. In a relationship for 4 to 5 years, right?
I was.
Okay. Thrown right back.
I'm gonna
at
write that down.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna write that down. Well, you said one name, okay. So, what is key to marriage, though? Like honestly, what is key to marriage? Like, what's the key?
I think the key to marriage is wanting to be there. So often people throw in the towel, but it's like if you want it, you're not going to give up on it. So often people are like, well, I can walk away, I can get somebody else. You didn't really want it if it was that easy to walk away. So just being all in is really important.
Now, what about having like babies outside of your marriage?
Oh, gosh.
Like,
I feel
What-
like that could
That's
be
a
a
lot.
deal breaker. It's a lot.
I mean, but do you stay? I mean, come on, like, do you stay? Do you?
I feel like we all kind of judge those who haven't been in that situation. We'll say you will leave, but you never know what you're going to do until you're in that situation.
Absolutely.
And I do believe if you're really in love, you can't just cut it off. Even if they mess up, if they cheat, you can't just say, I don't love this person, I'm gone. But at the same time, you got to be respected. And I think staying sometimes allows that person to think they can do whatever they want. It's hard.
So when someone says they love you unconditionally, does that mean that you also don't have any like limits in a sense?
I absolutely think you have to have limits. It's the same thing as dating. You're not going to accept anything. So when you go into a marriage, you're not going to accept anything. It doesn't change where you can beat up on me emotionally, physically, mentally, and I'm supposed to take it. So it's like I can love you, but I might have to love you from a distance.
It's gonna be some conditions on that love.
Exactly.
No one
Additional.
Jesus loves you unconditionally. I have some conditions. Okay.
So I get there one day. I get there when I
know?
love you one day.
You think? You think?
Well, I mean, marriage is hard. I mean, just from the theory of it, that it's hard. I mean, two becoming one and just living together. And I believe that if you're going to spend money together, you should make money together. You know, that's what I believe. You know,
But I think marriage is only as hard as you make it. Like some people say, the first 5 years are the hardest. You're already going into it with a certain mindset.
Preconceived notion.
For me,
yeah.
it's like it's only as hard as you make it. People think, well, I'm married, I can't do anything, I can't have fun. You're still an individual. You can still do the things you want to do. You don't have that mindset like, oh, it's hard.
Yep.
I mean, do you think you have to change just a little bit though when you in?
absolutely
Compromise.
can't do whatever you want. It's like
Yeah.
Toasting, you said it's compromise, but you're still an individual. You can still have fun, go on trips, have your guys' night, have your girls' night, and live your life. You still have your goals. It doesn't stop because you get married.
Some people say you have a little bit more freedom when you're married.
Maybe. I don't know.
We
I
don't know.
I don't know about them things. I'm as free can
So
be.
what advice would you give for somebody who's single and that's looking for love? Because
Or
listen, we
someone
was
who's
trying
been
to
in a
make,
relationship for 4 years and who's considering jumping the broom. What advice would you give them?
or somebody that has just is trying to find their relationship for 4 years.
That's y'all. Funny.
Bang bang.
I think for single people, especially women, set your standard and don't apologize for it. It doesn't mean money, and we kind of talked about that at the last event, Love and Relationships. We kind of talked about that at the last event, Love and Relationships. But set your standards. Don't accept anything just to say you have a man or just to say you have a woman. If you have certain standards, how you should be treated, taken out on dates, that's the standard, and they need to rise to it. So that's for the single people. For married people, when I was on my honeymoon, I think the best advice I was given is that dating is about getting to a certain point. Being married is about keeping it a certain way. So once you get married, try to keep it fresh, try to keep it going. But when you are dating, you're trying to get to a certain point to put in that work.
All right, that's a jewel right there. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
But I got another question for you. Since you guys have been together for 10 years, you've been married for 3 years, so that means you were together before getting married for 7 years.
Yeah.
And I hear people say, oh, after 5 years, I'm out. Were you getting that itch to get married at that 5-year mark or 6-year mark or before the 7 years when he actually proposed?
I was about to say, can we pass the mic to your husband
so
on answer this question? Because
you want to
was she? Go ahead. Let him answer real quick. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. See. But
now, what are you gonna say? Let her answer the
at
question.
this point, I'm not ashamed. I was rushing, but now that I'm older, looking back, I'm grateful that we worked through the issues, we matured before we took that step. Because so often I see with millennial marriages, people are together 1 year and then you're divorced. You spend.
Right.
We were like 22, so like you said, we're 27 now. So I don't feel like we're that much older. Like I don't think we were ready to get married at 21. We had issues that you have to work out. Early 20s, you're very selfish. So I feel like we worked through all those issues before we committed to a lifetime. And now it's flowing well because we dealt with those things versus saying, I want to be married. That's because we have kids together or we've been together this amount of time and we have so many issues. I've seen this one post on Facebook and it was like people are getting married publicly but divorced privately. So it's like you had this big lavish wedding, but you're not putting in the work to have a good marriage, and then it's over in a year or two.
And also, I think I spoke to Intro Pics about that. Like, if you're going to be together with somebody, you also need to post the breakup because then I see you with somebody else. And I'm like, hold on, but this person just with somebody else?
Exactly.
Like, I need to understand the flow of things. So please, if y'all going to post your love, post your breakup too. So I just understand, okay,
They
they're no longer with
They're not
that.
gonna post that. They're
I
not
don't
gonna
know if
post
you
that.
cheating, you don't care. Like, you just posting stuff on the social media. I need some smooth transitions. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
Just,
So has there ever been a point where you was just like I can't do this anymore? Do you ever reach points like that where you just like, I can't? You probably look back and like, what was I thinking? Like,
Currently, like, do I ever
I mean,
feel that
just
way?
in the whole span.
I think, of course, when you're younger, you're willing to throw it away. And I think that's the difference in a different mindset. And I'm glad I had that mindset before I got married. Because before, when you're just dating, I can go home. I don't have to talk to you for a few days. When you're together, when you're married, I'm not going anywhere. So we need to figure out a way to communicate both of our sides peacefully. You can't just walk out. You can't go anywhere. So you need to make it right.
I know that's right. You writing that down, Intro Pics?
I'm getting it. But I wanted to revert back a little bit to where you said that people have to have standards when it comes down to dating. Now, I do think, in theory, a little bit that them standards get a little bit less the more the desperation, as far as the desperation goes. Like, you have a hard time finding someone, so it may not be up to where you had it once before. Am I making sense?
I agree,
a little bit?
and I have friends approaching like 30, 31, 32. They don't have kids. They're not married, so they're starting to, stress more. So, like you said, you're willing to accept anything, but then you get pregnant by somebody who is not the good, the right person for you, not treated right, and it's like, would I have rather just waited, or now I'm in this situation where I have to deal with this person, I'm being mistreated? I understand for women, we have our clock that's running, and we want to get it.
And you want to
And
get
have
married.
some reasonable standards. Like, sometimes standards could just be like a little bit like, nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? So your standards do have to be reasonable, and you have to be your standard. Okay, that's what's most important as well. Don't be wanting all this and you ain't
You
got
gotta be your own standard.
You gotta be what you want. You know
they talk about that on Twitter. They're like, oh, well, the man
Well, I
needs to
can't be
pay
with
all
some
the
boy.
rent and stuff. And I'm like, but can you pay all your rent? No,
Exactly.
you can't do it alone. So it's
Exactly.
But
like,
that's why you want to have somebody. You want to have some aspiration too.
Aspiration,
You know what I'm saying?
but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
So what was your standard when y'all met? Like, take us back a little bit. What was y'all standard? Like, what was your standard? Like, what was you like? I'm not gonna date
in
this.
high school So I definitely wanted like a guy to take me out. So he had his money, his parents, or he was working. He took me on like real dates.
His allowance.
He took me out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He thought I had a job, y'all. He thought I had a job.
He picked me up. Not that he bought me gifts, but he was very sentimental. He paid attention. All those different things. So I definitely had standards for myself. Like I wasn't sleeping with you right away. So for him, like he said, it intrigued him because it's like I'm not jumping into bed with you. You have to court me. And you have to earn me.
You got to earn. Right. You got to earn.
And for me, I think one thing with women, my standards never have to deal with money. For me, I feel like money comes and goes. It's about ambition, how you're being treated. A lot of women like, well, I won't date a janitor. But I'm like, that janitor could treat you better than the CEO. So for me, my standards never has anything to do with money.
Integrity, character, the things you can't buy, you know?
So in traditional marriage, what advice would you give as far as someone wanting to wait until they're married to have sex? I mean, is that something that...
No.
I know it's weird. I felt weird
over here.
I felt weird asking the question as well. So I was like, okay. I almost tripped up. I almost stuttered. I was like, I don't speak of sex. But what about, I mean, waiting to have sex before marriage?
I mean, I respect it. I know a lot of religious people, or not even just religious, but they've kind of been tired of going through their issues and they wait. I respect it. From what I've heard from some people is that if the sex is bad, the relationship won't last. So it's good to test drive the car before. So I think whatever makes you happy, it works.
Yeah, just find somebody who wants. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be another male or female out there who feels the same way that you do. People have to have mutual values or mutual understanding or want the same things out of, life. So if you find someone who wants that, then it's going to be cool because y'all both trying to wait. Versus you trying to be with somebody who don't want to wait, and then there's friction.
But sometimes what happens is that you have sex, and then next thing you know, it's like, I want to wait. I had an epiphany. I want to wait until we actually get married.
Some people do that too. I feel like that. I think if you're not going to do it, don't do it. If you're going to do it, do it. But don't do it and then say, I don't want to do it no more. That's the problem. Like,
I mean, it's hard to go back. It's hard to go back. Yeah. But I heard from some couples, and if you go to marriage premarital counseling, you have to wait. So it does test that relationship. But it's important to see, can our relationship survive without the physical? Like, because we might get old and 70 one day and can't do it. Can we still vibe together?
I mean, but isn't that what's important, though?
It's important, but it's not the only thing.
Everything,
it's one component. It's one. It's not enough to carry a relationship.
No.
Clearly.
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 You love a lot of marriage talk. I cannot wait to come to your wedding. Like, I'm so excited.
See, I'm
so excited.
When should someone get married? When is appropriate?
I think it's up to you. Like you said, like a lot of people say, well, if it's not at this mark, then I'm gone. But for me now at 27, I appreciate writing your own story. And I say, we were together 10 years, together 6, engaged a year and a half, and married 3. And sometimes women are like, well, you waited too long or certain things. But I appreciate my journey. So I say, whether it's a year, 6 months, 8 years, as long as you're on the same page and you're writing your story together, it really doesn't matter.
I know that's right. Do you
so it could
have
be
any
20
children?
years.
I'm sorry?
Do you have children or a child?
We do. We have 2 kids. We have a 9-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Oh,
they got 2 kids. They got a whole family.
I
know. That's right. Marriage is a good thing. I think it's a good thing. And do you also believe that in polygamy? As far as, I mean, of course you don't, but if that was an option,
No, I don't think so. I mean,
can't get jiggy with that shit.
Like one person. It's like the thought of like a bunch of people is not for me.
It's not. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Is that something you believe in? That just came out of left field.
Listen, I had to ask. Okay.
Sure.
All right?
Sure.
Some people do believe in that type of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of men out there that believe in that. It's a huge support. They got a whole Facebook page and everything for it.
Yeah, you on it.
Well, when it comes down to families and stuff like that, I definitely want to touch on this pregnancy picture that Sierra took with her family. Because she's
such
recently
a beautiful
married.
photograph.
And a lot of people had a lot of backlash about that photo because of the simple fact that the little boy, future son, was naked in it, and you really couldn't see Russell or whatever. So
you
what
couldn't see Russell. You just saw his hands.
Yeah, you saw hands.
Yeah.
Hands touching the baby underneath the baby's ass. Or whatever.
No.
The other baby's ass.
Did you see the same photo that I saw? His hands were touching his wife's belly where his baby is harbored until birth. And Future is in his mother's arms.
Yeah, that's the same thing
No,
I'm talking about.
that's not what you said. That's not what you said. I think it's a beautiful photo. But what do you think about the photo?
I think it's okay. For me personally, I feel like if I'm having maternity pictures, there's certain ones I'm not going to post naked online just for privacy reasons. It was a pinch weird because the baby was big and his legs was dragging. But, I don't think they meant anything wrong by it. So it was a little weird to me, but it wasn't like I was up in arms like a lot of people like, oh, she's being disrespectful with Future's son and all that. I don't think they meant anything behind it.
But what would you think about Future's son actually being, naked in the photo?
I think he's.
I guess that was the outrage.
I think he is a little old to be naked. Maybe he's 3, so I don't feel like I show my child my body after a couple months. But again, I don't think they meant anything behind it. And I think it was a lot to put online after a certain age for your child. So
I think celebrities, not necessarily celebrities, but certain people live a different life. In certain homes, nudity is not frowned upon.
Exactly.
It's fine. You know what I mean? Because that is how we are in our natural state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In other countries and overseas as well.
That's true.
I personally don't see anything wrong with the photograph. I think it was absolutely beautiful. I like maternity photos like that. I wouldn't do it. But I love it being done, and they look beautiful doing it.
I think it was beautiful.
I think it was a beautiful photograph. It
Was
wasn't disrespectful at all. And everyone wants to say Future's son. Sierra's son as well. She's the primary caregiver of the child. The child spends more time with his stepfather and his mom, So let them take their family photo because that family unit is always together majority of the time. And clearly Future has visitation. Clearly Future has a lot of other children. And clearly he's on tour a lot. So I'm not sure how involved he is right now. So it's a beautiful
he doesn't
photograph.
seem that involved.
No, he's on
I don't
his
know
jet.
if I would let that. I don't know if I was Future. I could let that go down like that.
It's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
When you and the mom of your child are not together, these are the things that happen, and these are the things that you have to deal with. There's nothing he can do to stop it.
There is because
no, there's not. Well, get primary custody, and we know he can't be no primary parent. Okay.
It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. I just think that. Of course, with him and his situation, because he has a whole lot going on, and he has other kids, so he can't be there. But at the same time, for me, if it was me and I saw that, I would be bothered by it.
But I feel like
you're bothered, fine, but you wouldn't let it happen.
It wouldn't happen, period, because of the simple fact that you got enough respect for me not to do that.
It's not about respect for you.
It is respect.
Why does her taking a family photo with her family has to do with her respecting you?
Because the simple fact of the matter is, it just does. Look.
No, it doesn't. It does not.
But I feel like a lot of times it's the ego for men. Like when Sierra was with Future, she was posing with the other kid's mom. She was posing with the kids. Nobody said anything.
Exactly.
She wasn't being petty. She was rolling with them. But it's like now that she moved on, she has her new relationship. It's an issue, but it wasn't an issue when she's with the 3 other kids' moms watching their kids.
Because we that's what we're so conditioned to seeing, and we think it's okay. Then it should be okay. Vice versa. It's in gender roles.
Yeah.
Number one.
I think that's totally different than my child
that's
posing.
Where your bias. That's where your bias comes into play. It's not.
That's not
totally
bias.
Different. If
no.
you get
Because
with a
the
woman,
moms could have said, "Well, why Sierra holding my child?" They could have felt that way.
They didn't say that. Let me tell you, when you break up in a relationship and your person finds someone else and that someone else loves and cares for your child, that is a blessing.
It is a
You
blessing.
got people out here hurting people's
know.
kids. You got people out here beating people's kids and being nasty to their kids. So be happy and be thankful when a step parent actually loves your child and cares for your child and does what's right by your child.
I mean,
because that's not easy to
I do
find.
want that. Trust me. Like that's cool. Like I am a step parent, so I know. The responsibility.
And I
that's
see
there.
your photos with baby girl. I see
but it ain't like
she's a big girl though. She's a big girl. She's not 3 and she's not 2. You know what I'm saying? But that's a big difference. But I'm saying y'all be playing hee ha ha. Is that has anything to do with you respecting her father? No.
But at the same time, it's like you still. That's because he's not in her life.
It doesn't matter though.
Yeah, no, that
matter.
very much matters.
Future's barely in his life.
That's what I'm saying. But if you are in your child's life like that, it is very disrespectful.
It has nothing to do with respect. It has nothing to do with respect at all. At all. Remember that when you're doing Snapchat. little videos.
Look, I don't have nobody to disrespect about.
Remember the respect, okay?
To disrespect
no, that's
them.
disrespectful. Yeah.
All right, maybe I'm a little biased. It's just different, okay? And we just accept it and let's move on. Okay. So, in our generation, I would say, because I'm an 80s baby. So, I think we all 80s babies, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the millennials, do you think that now that they are chasing fame, like how quickly things go viral these days, do you think that people would just do anything to go viral to just be famous for however many minutes? It ain't 5 minutes no more.
I've heard people say,
like
I just got to go viral. Like, I've heard people say that. And I'm like, my dude, for real? Like, that's it? But, I mean, they make money off of it. But, there's a lot of praise in our culture for money. You know what I mean? If you got money, then you're doing it. We don't care no more if it's good money or bad money. We don't necessarily have an opinion about what you're doing to get it. But if you got the money, then you're good. And which is sad. But, I mean, I think millennials are chasing fame. Millennials just want money, and they want to be happy. They want to drink. They want to party. They want to bullshit. And when you go viral, you get things. Who don't want free shit? You get to go on Ellen. You get to get $10,000 for some bullshit. Like,
now you get on Ellen, you good.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely good. But fame doesn't always equate to money. So, like,
But even not even money, it's likes on social media.
Free
it's
shit.
A bunch of people commenting. People are obsessed with their social
instant
media
gratification.
status.
That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't got no friends in real life. You don't got nothing going for you.
But you got all these online friends, though.
But you got all these online friends.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And that's what people are not making real relationships anymore.
Exactly.
You got a gazillion Facebook friends, but can't nobody loan you $1. Like,
exactly.
It's a problem.
I mean, that's something I tell my clients. They're always kind of obsessed with the number of followers they have. But I'm like, you can have 2,000 followers, but if you have an event, are they coming out?
Exactly.
These people aren't coming out. So I focus on building real relationships with people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does it take to build relationships? I mean, now, we're in Washington, D.C. We're here, and this is a powerful district out here. What does it take to network with people? Like what's the niche?
I think you definitely have to go to events. Like, you can meet people online, but it's nothing like really vibing with the person and see who they're like, because people can hide behind social media. So actually going to events, meeting people, having genuine conversations, that's the way you really build relationships. Supporting others. So if it's somebody they have an event, buy a ticket. If you can't come out, let them raffle the ticket off. Just show your support. That's the best way to really begin a relationship.
Good start.
That's true.
Especially if you want to go to a new city. I'm thinking about going to Vegas. What you think?
You going to Vegas for that good old 30? Vegas 30?
I might, I don't know. 30 is coming up.
Let me know if you going to Vegas so I can put in my time off of the day job. You know what I'm saying? So we go and let me know.
No, we going to go to Vegas?
I'm trying to go. First, we supposed to be going to Atlanta. Now you saying Vegas. Just let me know the time off and when to get my ticket. That's all I need to know.
I got you.
You all over the place.
I got you. So, I'm turning 30 this year.
Yeah.
Oxytocin just turned 30. She just had a birthday.
Yeah.
Did you turn up for your birthday for your 30th?
You know I did.
I know you. I was there. I had to ask you if you remembered. If you turned up, because turning up too much. So when are you turning 30 soon, or
I'm
when?
77, so in a few years
now
I'll be turning 30.
Okay, so it's on the horizon.
It's right there
a little bit.
Yep.
So what do you think? Like, does 30 mean a mark? Does it mean
what
like
does
a stamp
30 mean to you?
Yeah.
What does 30 is definitely a milestone. Looking back on my teenage years, definitely my 20s, the highs and lows, and really reflecting on what I've done. So my goal is definitely to write a book for my 30th.
All right.
Writing a book?
Author?
Okay.
Yeah.
Author? Author?
What about
does 30
you?
mean to you?
See, I'm conflicted on this because I'm going through a crisis right now.
A crisis?
A 20 life crisis. I've been saying this, okay? Because I feel as though, like, it's like crunch time a little bit as it gets closer and closer. So it's like I have to try to piece together as much stuff as I can before I hit 30, so I can say, you know what, I'm at 30 and now I could kind of coast. You know, I feel like 30 is coasting.
Got you.
You know, 20 is going fast.
It is.
30 is coasting. Then 40 you slow it down and you know you're a little bad. Like
That's true.
what about you, Oxytose? I mean, you just turned 30. Do you feel any
my
different?
My question is a little different. I don't feel different, but I did prepare for 30. You know what I mean? Like, I knew it was coming. I was like, oh my gosh, my last year in my 20s. But I do feel 30 came in good. I mean, I have all my ducks lined up. You know what I mean? My daughter's doing well. She's excelling at track. She's excelling at school. You know what I mean? My day job going well. Podcast going good. You know what I'm saying? In the gym, flexing a little bit, losing weight and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So, you know,
Stunting on them, all right?
But let me tell you, after that night, it took a full 24 hours to recover. So
like
shit slows down. I had a headache, and I was like, oh my God, this is not how it used to be, you know? So a night of drinking for me, like 2 drinks minimum, like for real.
Okay.
But that's it, man. 30 cool. I'm fresh 30. I'm damn near 29. You know?
Okay. All right. Fresh 30.
Hold on. No, I'm 30.
So what give me a time in your 20s that you remember, like your all-time moment in your 20s.
My all-time moment in my 20s? Shit, 21 for real. I mean, 21. I was the shit at 21. For real, like.
That's what you gonna be telling that story.
For real. Like 21 was like dope. You know what I mean? I was driving at 21. I was going out at 21. You know, Norma didn't move to New York by then, so me and the bestie was kicking it like every weekend, going out, just enjoying life. But that's what life is about. I feel like we all have to enjoy life. And I lost that a little bit between 25 to 27. I was just in the house. I wasn't doing anything, wasn't going anywhere. You know what I mean? Even my communication with people, like I didn't really talk to too many people too much. I think, you know, I was like MIA for a bit. You know what I mean? Just going through the stresses and like the ups and downs of life. But I told myself around like 28, I was like, I need to get out. Right. I need to enjoy life. Started making new connections, you know, with people and just enjoying myself. Like 30 and up is enjoying myself. Taking trips, laughing out loud, loving, just freeing myself. You know what I mean? Right. No longer being held down, just like living like a butterfly, I swear. Just free.
Staying like a bee.
Yes,
no, that's right. What about you, Jamasee? Like, is there any time in your 20s that was like a wow moment?
I think 25 was really good. That was the year we were getting married. So it was just like a bunch of events.
She's like, I was waiting.
And then my friends and family really just made it all about me. From my bridal shower, my bachelorette party, my 25th birthday party, my destination wedding, my second wedding. When I
remember when y'all was getting married.
Like, it was endless events. My friends scrubbing, cleaning, making sure everything's right, making sure I'm happy. So it was just like a really like back-to-back focus on me.
Where'd you get married at?
We got married in Dominican Republic.
Woo!
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay.
Very nice. Did you? I know y'all have fun. I know
we
it
had
was
so much fun.
Oh my God! Look at her face. Did
I
you
know.
see her face? Oh my God.
I come back to the wedding day. Do you believe that couples? Because one person said that if you're always getting married, you're never getting divorced. So, do you believe that you should have like a ceremony, like every 10 years, every 15 years, every 20
renew those
years?
vows.
Yeah, I mean, our goal is every 5 years. So I'm already planning now that it's the third year. We're kind of planning on what's number 5. So absolutely, keep it fresh and keep it fun.
I know that's
That's right.
And I have another question for you. You said you guys been together since like 17, 18, high school, you said, right? Do you believe in love at first sight? Like when you first saw did you like know instantly? Or?
I felt like I did. Like you can think you know. Like he was just different. Like whereas I met a lot of guys in high school with like sex, this. He never brought up sex to me, not once. Like he was taking me out. He was reading love stories to me, which is like embarrassing for him. But like this, it never came up. So it's like I felt like he was definitely different. I don't know if that was part of his game or not, but it was different.
Was that part of your game?
Don't answer that. All right.
I know.
Let them just don't answer that. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was love. It was love.
Do you believe in love at first sight, intro pics?
You know what? I actually do with conditions. I do feel like there is like love at first sight. I do feel like you could fall deep for someone, but I do also feel like you still have to get to know them. Like no matter how hard you fall for somebody in the beginning, The reality is you don't know them, but I feel like you can fall deep. You can fall deep in love with somebody before they even open up their mouth. So it just depends. But your first time around, when you fall in love at the first sight, when it don't work out, you don't believe in that shit no more. So you just be like, shit, ain't no love at first sight. That's my lying eyes playing tricks on me. So a good memory in my 20s. I wouldn't even say in my 20s. I would say around when I was 18, because I had a fake ID out here. So I wanted to club like early. So
but you act like you was getting carded though.
I was.
You wasn't. Oh, maybe you was like 20. But when we went out, you never got carded. Like they just let his old looking ass in.
I know. I was like 20 at that age.
I'm like, I'm older than him. Hold up. Your ID.
But when I was like 18, I was definitely like in 21 and over clubs and stuff like that. So that was like a highlight for me. I was buying bottles. I was doing all of that type of stuff like
your
early.
whole little paycheck.
Broke as I don't know what. Learned that lesson real quick.
That's when you used to drink blue motorcycles all the time.
I still drink blue motorcycles all the time.
No, but you used to have like 4 and 5 of them. Like
I still have like 4.
Oh, Lord.
Ain't nothing changed. I'm the same old. I'm the same old. Now listen, in relationships, right? And y'all know, because y'all married, y'all been together for 10 years. What does it mean when a woman cuts her hair? Does it mean that she is, trying to shed something out of her life? Does it mean that, she's going through some stress? Or like, what does it mean, and why is it such a significant part and factor to a girl, to a woman?
She traveled out of the country and she got lice.
It's
like,
baby,
no.
You don't got to go out of the country to get that.
True. No, I mean, it depends on the woman and it depends on the situation that she's going through. I can't give a blanket statement just to say, oh, it means this. It means different things to different women. It can mean all of those things depending on the woman. If I ever cut my locks, especially some shit done popped off. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see myself cutting my hair in the near future. Jamasee, how about you?
Yeah, I think like you said, it depends on what's going on. It's different for every woman. I've definitely thought about cutting my hair, but I kind of felt free in certain situations.
Okay,
so like when I got a new job, when I stepped out and started my own business, where I didn't care about the length of my hair, and I was like, it doesn't matter. So it can just be freeing for us. It doesn't mean that we're going through anything negative, but like you mentioned, when you get older in your 20s, you don't really care about what people think. So it's one of those things. I don't have to have long hair. I don't have to have bundles.
Yeah.
I love me, and so you might just cut it all off.
Let me tell you, when I found out how much them bundles are, I was like, oh,
I want some. It's expensive.
It's really expensive.
Well, I cut all my hair off. I've been
You want
free.
the good stuff. You like 3 and up.
Plus the sewing, cut color.
That's why them girls be knowing how to do it themselves. They be trying to cut costs. They all beauticians and shit. Kitchen beauticians. I can get you the good closure. I close you.
Freeing for you guys. It's freeing.
For some.
It's
And some women just love doing. They can't keep one hairstyling for too long. Just got to switch it up.
Yep.
Okay.
Especially it was too hot. Summertime too hot. Cut it off. Wintertime let it grow long. It just depends.
Okay. All right. So that's not bad. Y'all women out here doing, switching it up every so often and stuff like that.
Also, who is your favorite celebrity, Jamasee?
That's hard. Like I used to really love celebrities. Like I was obsessed with celebrities. Like I was in the Beehive.
All the posters.
Yeah, like I was like in the Beehive, and then my husband, who's not really obsessed with celebrities, was like, you know how creepy it is, like people who are obsessed with other people's lives they don't know. And so I kind of stood back. So now I've taken a break from that, and it's creepy to me a little bit. I don't judge, but I love the ones who are kind of regular women. So like, I really like Aisha Curry. I like Tia and Tamara. So I like the ones that kind of have their family vibe, their career. Even Monica. Like I love her Instagram. She has that good balance.
So if you were to just walk past one of them down the street, you was like, oh, can I have a photograph? And they was like, you know what? I really don't feel like taking a photograph with you. How would you feel about that? Would you be upset? Would you just be like, cool, they don't want to take a photograph?
I mean, I think if fans, we're always kind of a little bit in our feelings. But I've seen like Tyrese, Justin Bieber, a lot of them say like they have days just like everybody else. So it's like if you're out with your child or you're doing something, do you want to take a picture every minute of the day? No, you probably don't. So I think I would be in my feelings, but at the same time, kind of understand where they're coming from.
But what if they rude?
Rude. I think
Because like you asked to take a picture and they just like, no, get out my face.
I think sometimes other things can go on, so I think it's not personally like they don't know you to not like you, but I think they could just have a lot of different things going on. But at the same time, we as fans, we make celebrities, we make them their money, and at the same time, we put them on a pedestal. Like if some people say, well, Justin Bieber has the attitude problem, or he thinks he's too good, or they're showing up late to show, they're not doing a good job, they're not doing a full run, like even Lauryn Hill. You put these people on a pedestal to think that they can do whatever they want, and you're still going to pay and you're still going to support, and that's the issue.
Ain't that right, Lauryn Hill?
I love her. I love her though. I do.
I know let me tell you, I absolutely love Lauryn Hill. Everyone who knows me knows I love her. When she was coming to town, they're like, "Oh my God, are you going to go see her?" You know what I say? I say no.
Yeah.
Because I don't want a reason to hate her.
Yeah.
I love her so much, I won't even put myself in a position to hate her. Because if you come 4 hours later to a show that I paid my money for, it's going to be a problem.
And then perform
And
one
I'm going to have to be reimbursed
gone.
right then from you. So I just want to love her. I just want her to be great in my eyes. I don't want to go to her show.
I don't think people really understand how you being late to things really is a tarnishment on your brand, and it's just never a good look.
Never
at all.
But I mean, a lot of celebrities don't feel that way. Like I've been to Beyonce concerts, and one thing I can always say is that she gives you a good show. Whether she's tired, pregnant, she gives you a good show. It's not, oh well, I'm showing up 3 hours late. I'm gonna stroll on, sing 2 songs, and I'm gone. So I do think celebrities don't think about those things. Like your fans really do matter. Given that show, that's a part of your legacy.
What about Meek Mill? Oh yeah, Meek Mill. Meek Mill didn't want to take a picture with one of his fans, he didn't want to take a picture with one of his fans, and they got upset and they got into an altercation with his entourage. And basically, it happens. It didn't only happen to him. It happened with a couple of other celebrities out here. And the thing about it is, sometimes I feel like this. There's a such thing as getting starstruck. Like when you see a celebrity that you haven't seen ever, you get starstruck.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And you're not thinking. And the fact that they're not willing to take a picture with you or don't want to be with you. Like, I was offended when Cicely Tyson didn't want to take no pictures. With me, I was a little offended.
Tyson.
So,
you know, get some respect, okay? That's Cicely Tyson.
I think she was a little tired.
She don't want you.
I was mad though because I was.
Gotta blink if she don't want
because the thing about it is, you feel like you're not gonna ever see them
but
again.
she's elderly though. Like you gotta give her a pass.
Yeah, I know. That's why I gave her a pass. But I was still offended though.
Baby ass.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, I was like, "Come on, Cicely, you know me." But I think that they feel like I'm never gonna see you again.
Exactly.
And this is my one chance and opportunity to get a picture with you. So, as a celebrity, don't you feel like it's your obligation, though? Like,
I think so.
If I'm at a meet and greet,
your family, you're doing everything. So it's like, why not take a picture? Does it really hurt you to take a picture? No.
I mean, but then if you, I get it because it's like if I stop for you,
stop for everybody else.
Then I have to stop for you,
and you never gone.
Stop for you. But I feel like if you at a meet and greet, then by all means they're obligated to take a photograph with you. But if I'm a person on the street, I'm not obligated to take a photograph with you.
But I think you are when you're famous.
You're not. Because it's just so many people. Okay, if it's one person, then maybe. If there's nobody else behind him. But if it's a group of people, I'm not about to take a picture with you because then I owe you and you.
But then
maybe he got to be. What if he's running late for his show and he got to be on time? Then what?
I mean, then you say that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You can say it.
He just need a better entourage. They need to just block him and rush him off. If that's
here's the thing. If you're famous and you have fans, people love to have fans. Like, that's the whole point. These are people that support you, that like you, and eventually, if they take a picture with you, they're gonna share it. So my whole thing is, it don't matter where you at. Take a picture. Right. This comes with the package. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't. Like, no.
You just want the money, but not the fame. Nobody bothering you. You just want to keep your money.
Right. well, then you picked the wrong profession. But when you
Exactly.
get famous,
I mean, would you have stopped him for a photograph?
yeah,
Would
I
you
feel
have?
like you can't
Jamasee,
get
would you
tired.
have-
of that.
I would have stopped.
Yeah, you can't get tired. I understand. Like sometimes
No, I'm saying, would you have asked Meek for a photo?
I've seen Meek Mill, and no,
I
I
didn't-
didn't ask him for a photo.
Okay.
No. I'm not
Like,
pressed to take a
I don't
picture
know
with a
he
guy.
should take a photo or he should be glad someone's even asking for a photo. Like, I'm trying to figure out where he falls in that line of
Not
being,
glad, but
of being
always
able to
respectful.
refuse a photograph.
Always
yeah.
respectful, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
Be
mean, you
always
have somewhere to
respectful.
go. I mean, I don't know. Good
Listen.
thing we don't have those problems. Nobody be stopping us from photographs.
I know, right? Now, yeah. Look,
And don't let me be picking up my daughter from school. Sorry.
you
No
gotta
time for your
go.
photograph.
You gotta
okay?
go. Okay, so one last thing before we get up out of here. Okay, so working in I work in corporate. Everybody knows. What do you think about having an office wife or office husband? Strictly platonic, but what do you think about that? Is that something that's a big deal, not a big deal?
I think it depends on the person and the couple. Like, it depends. Everyone's different. Some people say it and it's nothing and it's funny. Same with liking Instagram models pictures. So it really just depends. For me personally, I don't like it. I wouldn't want my man doing it, but I'm a little bit territorial. But I mean, if it works for you all and staying respectful, then why does it matter?
Okay. Intro pics?
See. Now, I actually don't think it's a big deal. I feel as though, like I said, if it's a platonic relationship, I mean, you could put this little label on it, as far as that. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's a huge deal. I don't think it's huge. But it could be though.
Do you have?
Huh?
How many work wives do you have?
Who?
You.
I don't have any work wives. I don't have any work. But in the past, you might have a little work wife. See, the thing about it is, because you put wife with it, you think it's more of a relationship. But at the end of the day, it could just be somebody who you might just take a walk with. Or, just somebody you cool with.
Hell, y'all
That
walking
came out
too.
wrong. But, it just might be just a cool coworker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just a cool coworker, maybe just of the opposite sex. That's it. What about you?
I had a work husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
we're
How
still
long were y'all together?
until he got fired. No, but he was really, really cool. Would give me lunch sometimes. Was always stop by my desk. Just always, quick conversation and stuff. Real cool. My first work husband and my last work husband. I don't work with too many males now. I work with majority females. But it was fun. I didn't even know it existed until he called me his work wife. I was like, oh, okay. Okay.
She got, what? Go ahead. You got a work husband?
I don't know.
Oh. What?
Oh,
How many
dude,
work
I
husbands?
she have a work husband.
I don't.
In the past, you had a
Never.
work.
I keep the lines separate because, like you said, it could just be a platonic friendship.
Yeah.
And people see you walking together.
So you
then
never
the
had a
room is
guy
dark.
that's just a cool coworker.
Of course, I have a cool coworker, but I don't call him my work husband. He has cool
Yeah.
female coworkers. Like you said, as long as the lines are respected, then we're good.
Do you think
We're not
that
gonna put that
when
too
you're
much
married,
on
you can't have one? Do you think it's
What?
if you're married situation thing where you don't need no work husband or work wife?
I mean, I have married coworkers, and they might call each other that, but there's nothing going on. So, like you said, it depends on your vibe. Like my one coworker who calls a guy that she's hilarious, she's funny, she means nothing behind it. She loves her husband. So again, it just depends.
Well, I mean, of course, you have your husband. It's strictly platonic.
Right.
It's a platonic relationship, but we all work with males and females.
Right.
So
And
at
you
the end
see
of
your
the day,
coworkers a good chunk of the day. You spend a lot of
time
time with
with
the people
them,
that you
you
work
know?
with.
About
That's-
that.
so I think when you just say it's like your work wife or your work husband, it just might be just a friend,
Yeah,
just
of course.
a closer friend than, well, not that close. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times they respect, that the fact that you have a relationship and things like that, and it never goes outside of work. You
Right.
know, but I just think that I don't think it's a big problem.
Right.
You got to work with them anyway.
Yeah.
You know your boundaries and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It can be a problem though
Exactly.
if it's problems maybe in your relationship.
Lines
Right.
get crossed,
You know.
lines get crossed, all that
You gotta have
good
to pop
stuff.
up
All
at
that
the
bad
job.
stuff.
You gotta,
Actually,
that's
not
why you
good
gotta
stuff.
pop up every once in a while. You know,
No problem pulling
and they be like,
up.
"That's your
Right.
husband." Oh, okay, now mind. You know, yeah. Let me meet this John you talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Don't need to be calling outside of work. Stay at work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, she not coming in today. What? No, she not coming in today. But you know, listen, Jamasee, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
No.
This was
Of
so
course.
fun.
And you
I
are
love it.
welcome back literally anytime. When you
Anytime.
write that
Come
book,
back.
Miss Author, please
I will
come back and
definitely
talk
be
to
back.
So one last question.
Yep.
Let us know something that most people don't know about you.
us. Secret.
I think one thing I realized this week is that my emotions, I can kind of be closed in. Like, I'm a very emotional person, but I think with certain things, like, if it's emotional to me, I can't even say it. Like I just shut down.
Okay, concept.
Yeah.
I think we all have that though, a little bit
Yeah.
though. Do you?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I
think everybody. You don't ever shut down for like something just bothers you. and
When
you
I
just don't
was
wanna deal with it?
younger, I did only because like I got five. I come from a family of a lot of girls, so I was younger, so I didn't feel like I had that voice. But now,
Yes, we're just going off.
I got
Every
to.
time.
I'm all I got. Maybe
Yeah.
when I find my husband, I'll have that little extra cushion to put that on. But I'm all I got right now, so I got right to.
So you just learned that this week that more so.
Yeah. Like,
Hot off the press, we got some real.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like, my friend asked me for advice with the situation he was going through, and it was too much. Like, I couldn't even give advice. Like, I haven't even responded to the text yet because it's like, I just couldn't. Like, I'm getting choked up now. Like, I just can't put that out there.
Too much?
So
Okay.
it's a lot.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know how to help you with that, but we gotta call Iyanla for that. See what we're gonna do in some new episode to Fix My Life coming soon. But anyway, thank you so much for joining
you
us.
for
Thank you
having me.
so much for coming through. Listen, this is Drinks and Conversation,
The podcast.
and we are done.
Yes.
Yes.